We are very proud of that video. Not that Witt called it. It was just he brought up what needed to be done, and the Canucks made it happen.
Thank you, Canucks.
Holy cow. Exceeding expectations going into the Four Nations tournament well into a playoff spot.
I couldn't be any happier right now.
Yes.
Can't make this stuff up.
Typical Canucks, okay? Doing what you least expect. So, with that being said, next we're going to be addressing some of the polls that we've been putting up on our TikToks and our Instagrams. Again, thank you everybody who has participated with us with our polls and contributing. And a lot of our TikToks and reels that we've been put up, we just we talk about something and then we want to get everyone's opinion, right? So we're just going to unveil of the results and talk about them.
Yep.
So first one, man. Let's set this up here. Okay, what was the date that the last game versus Edmonton, after the Connor McDavid versus Connor Garland debacle?
Yeah.
All right. What date was that? January 23rd. Okay, January 23rd. We just got absolutely spanked by the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Me and Witt recorded ourselves while we watched the game. We didn't put out a pod, but we recorded ourselves. And dude, if you watch our reactions and our thoughts about the game and just our demeanor after that game, it was looking pretty bleak at that point.
We were so sad talking about this game.
Dude, we had just lost against Buffalo the game before.
Yeah.
We won against Edmonton 3-2.
Yeah.
But then we got shit kicked against Winnipeg. We got shit kicked against LA. We got beat by lowly Buffalo. And then the absolute demolishing of the Canucks, 6-2 against Edmonton.
It's just so many blowout losses. It was incredible.
It was getting frustrating. It just looked like there was no light at the end of any tunnel here.
Yeah.
Right? So let's play the clip and let's just see what we were saying at that point after the loss.
Up until Four Nations.
8 games?
8 games. If they're supposed to win the games they're supposed to, it would be 4-4. But 500 gets you nowhere. 500 doesn't get you to catch up to Calgary by 3 points. Canucks, going into the Four Nations break, you need to go 6-2 minimum. 6-2.
And you understand the reason I'm laughing, right?
Because they haven't won back-to-back, so you want to go 6-2.
Yeah, this team wants to go 6-2. Give me a break. I can't even sink my teeth into that because it's not going to happen. I hope I'm wrong.
In order for the Canucks to go 6-2, they need to do more than win back-to-back games, which they haven't done since December. And mind you, the back-to-back games that they won were back-to-back overtime games. Because they actually won.
Can't even win in overtime.
Now they can't even win
so
overtime.
Basically what it's saying is it's pretty much hopeless, guys. We better stop watching the team now.
Not so fast! Not so fast!
So, obviously, as you can see, we were in negative town there, okay? We were not feeling good. And, and Witt, I want to just preface this by saying, okay, Witt and I, we acknowledge, just make sure everyone's aware, we acknowledge we are in no way, shape, or form any sort of experts, and we're not insiders of any sort. We are simply just fans of the Canucks who have been watching this team for 35 plus years. Okay? And if we experienced a lot as Canuck fans, we pride ourselves in calling it like it is. After that loss, there was no hope in sight. And we're also saying, Witt, as you saw in the video, you weren't calling it. Okay? You weren't saying the Canucks are going to go 6-2, right? You were just simply stating the facts.
I was simply stating the facts that the Canucks needed to go 6-2. If you asked me if they could go 6-2, my honest answer would have been no, right? Because just looking at it, we hadn't won back-to-back for 2 months, and those back-to-backs were back-to-back overtime games.
And you saw my reaction after that.
Yeah.
I was like,
right?
This team is not doing anything remotely close to that.
Right? And we looked at the schedule and we're like, man, these are tough opponents that we would have to defeat in order to get this record, right? And we needed Calgary to play closer to 500. So because if we went 6-2 and Calgary did way better than 500, it would pretty much neutralize everything. Like we were 3 points behind at that time. And there was a point we were also 5 points behind them too.
Yes.
Right?
So we looked at the schedule. We looked at the teams that they needed to beat. And Witt said they need to go 6-2 to be securing a playoff spot going into the Four Nations tournament.
That's exactly what I said.
And look what happened, guys.
We're 3 points up on Calgary.
We have 3 points up on Calgary?
Yeah. They lost in overtime as it to Anaheim. Yeah, we're 3 points up clean. We
3
played the
points
same
up on
number
Calgary
of
right
games.
now.
Yeah.
Securing the second wild card spot in the West.
Yeah.
Okay? That win against Washington started it all.
Yeah.
Then they went and beat St. Louis. Then they won and beat Nashville. We thought they were going to lose to Nashville and then maybe beat Dallas the next game.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's 3-0. And then JT Miller gets traded 2 hours before the Dallas game.
Correct.
And they lost despite playing well. Understandable, though.
Yep.
And then they end up losing to Detroit. Filipino, I sent the game into overtime. Just came up short.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then we go to Colorado. And my gosh, what a game. That was the game where we said, man, that looks like vintage Demko. And like that was so fun to watch. All those saves.
Thatcher was back.
Like no one saying like, oh yeah, he played all right, or that was pretty good. Like no, it was excellent.
If there was a game that you could say vintage Demko, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think it was Demko who has beat Colorado twice this year.
He has.
3-1 and 3-0.
Well, the first one, he almost got a shutout until Donkey Dave showed up.
Yep. Donkey Dave.
3-0, I think. Denmark just doesn't want his team shut out.
A few moments later.
Here's Randy in front. They score. And Chushkin able to one-time that one across the.
You blew it!
Yep.
And then the Canucks end up beating San Jose and Toronto. And remember what I said? We couldn't win back-to-back games for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then we did back-to-back-to-back 2 times.
Oh, not consecutively. So we didn't go 4 in a row, but we did 2 back-to-backs.
2 back-to-backs,
Yes,
right? Because we
yes.
won 3 in a row and then lost, right? And then won 3 in a row.
So this team doing the unexpected. And you know what's even crazier with how they're doing this?
Yeah.
No Quinn Hughes.
No Quinn Hughes.
No Quinn Hughes for at least half of it.
And then no Miller for just about half of it.
And
or
we
a little
thought,
bit more. Yeah.
And we thought trading away Miller was, the end of us, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
We were like, man, the forward group looks thin, but I think our D's improved. What we didn't know was that our D improved this much. Yes. Right? But that you can't predict, right?
Definitely.
But the scoring also holds true to what we're saying.
Yeah.
We win these games, but we are winning these games by scoring a low amount of goals, like 3 goals or less per game.
Yes.
Right? That's not that much.
So we are very proud of that video because, like I said, not that Witt called it. It was just he brought up what needed to be done, and the Canucks made it happen.
Thank you, Canucks. Thank you for making that happen.
Holy cow. Exceeding expectations going into the Four Nations tournament, and bravo, well into a playoff spot.
I couldn't be any happier right now.
Yes.
I think we should be making like clips of our reactions after each game, how we lost and how we went from being so sad to a roller coaster of the trade and then being more happy. Like you can't make this stuff up.
Typical Canucks, okay? Doing what you least expect. Yes, I am happy right now. I'm very happy. Of course we are. We're winning. We're in a playoff spot. I have my jersey back on after last podcast when I didn't even want to wear a jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was tough to watch.
Yes. Okay, so, yes, back to the original point of this. The poll on this one, okay, we asked at the time, can the Canucks go 6-2 heading to the Four Nations tournament? All right? And overwhelmingly, no, I don't know about overwhelmingly, but at the time we asked,
Yeah.
Do you think overwhelmingly?
I think it was over 60% saying that it was a no, that they couldn't do it.
Yes. But keep in mind, this was a few weeks ago now so these people can still vote on the poll. The poll is now 51% in favor of no and 41% of you saying yes. Okay, so it's very close.
Yes.
Okay, so pretty split on that, but we have to remember that this has gone over for the last few weeks. Of course, the winning streak and the winning recently has been skewing this poll.
Yeah.
Okay, but pretty sure when we first put it out, it was overwhelmingly no.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Canuck fan? If you like that uncensored clip and you want to see more, click here. Or if you want to watch the entire Canucks Uncensored podcast, click here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.